Truth be told, the box office is still recovering from the last 5 years. With a pandemic, with Hollywood strikes, it's safe to say that the movies haven't necessarily been the same. However, 2025 was a great year for movies, but what is 2026 going to look like? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe and join our little community of movie fans. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. Going very hard on videos for 2026. Just talking movies with all of you. So if you want to talk movies with me, let's go. But let's get to the main topic at hand. We're going to be talking about 2026 being a stacked year for movies. So let's look at some of the movies coming out in 2026. So for this list in particular, I wanted to talk about some movies that are just most anticipated, really, and big names to look out for the year of 2026. So starting in February, we have Scream 7. I'm not a huge Scream fan. I do like the movies. I think that they're really cool for what they are, and the last two were actually really good, specifically because of Melissa Barrera. But in Scream 7, she's not there anymore. So my expectations for this are a little low. The only reason why I'm really excited about this movie is because I have like a fan theory on what could possibly happen. And then other than that, I'm really not that excited about the movie, specifically because of the drama of this movie being produced, of the director dropping out, and then Melissa Barrera getting fired, and then Jenna Ortega also just not coming back in general. They're not picking up after those two movies, the last two movies, which again, I thought were pretty good. But that was why I thought they were pretty good. I thought they were pretty good because of Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, that story of those two sisters. Now we're going straight back to Sidney Prescott. I mean, Matthew Lillard is also coming back. It's just, I don't know what's going on with Scream, but I am only excited because I think that they would possibly do like a meta look at what happens if the main actor doesn't come back for the, you know what I mean? Like Scream is always like a meta thing, right? So hopefully they just have fun with it. I'm not expecting too much out of this. However, box office wise, I am expecting it to actually do pretty well because it's a Scream movie. It's coming out in February. Not many movies are coming out in February, and Scream is notorious for being pretty low budget and raking in a good amount of money. You know, I mean, they've had 7 movies, so they had to have been making money, and I don't think that this one's going to be any different. The next big movie coming out in April is Super Mario Galaxy. Now, personally, I wasn't a huge fan of the first film. I thought the first one was just okay. I didn't really have a problem with it, but it doesn't matter what I think because the movie was huge, raking in a $1.3 billion, I believe. So obviously the sequel is due for a big box office draw. Will it make that much again? Probably not. I don't know, but the sequel is still poised to bring in a ton of money. Families and kids and, you know, adults just by themselves, they're all going to eat this movie up. I mean, it's a sequel to a $1.3 billion movie. It's got to make somewhere around 700 to 800 million. If not, it could hit another billion. Who knows? Either way, I think this is going to be a very, very, very big movie for Universal Studios. Next on the list is Mortal Kombat 2. Okay, now this one is kind of interesting to me. For those of you who do watch my videos, I actually talked about the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer, and I really liked it. That trailer already came out earlier last year. And we still haven't gotten the movie. The movie was actually delayed from October 2025 to May 2026, and the trailer was already out. The trailer came out, and it was actually garnering a lot of buzz, and people were calling it like a big step up from the first movie. I also thought the same. The trailer looked incredible, honestly, for what it was, right? So I actually think that this movie is going to do fairly well because they delayed it all the way to May 2026. I feel like they're going to punch up some visual effects, maybe add some pickup shots, or maybe make a fight scene better. Who knows? I don't know. I think Mortal Kombat 2 is in a good place right now because right now people are more open to video game movies than ever before. Not only that, but studios are finally just embracing the video gameness of these stories and staying fairly true to the source material. You got like, The Last of Us, the Fallout series, even Street Fighter is looking like they're going to do that as well. I didn't love the first Mortal Kombat movie, but that also came out during the pandemic. And let's just say that, you know, most people forgot about that first one, and we'll just be excited for another Mortal Kombat movie. It's coming out in May. There's one other big movie, in my opinion, that's coming out in May, and we'll talk about that next. But I think that this has a lot of room to make some money. And again, coming out in May is a Star Wars story, Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't expect much. I'm going to be honest with you. I know it's a Star Wars property. I know that this show is extremely popular with people. I watched the first season. I'm not that big of a fan of Disney Plus stuff. I don't think that they're doing as much as they possibly could. I always argued that some of these should be movies, and we're finally getting a movie of it, but I think it's just too late. I think Mandalorian and Grogu, I think that that show, The Mandalorian, has run its course. I think even Star Wars fans, diehard Star Wars fans, aren't even that excited about this. I think they're more excited about Star Wars Starfighter with Ryan Gosling and Sean Levy. But again, I don't expect much because it is based on a Disney Plus show. And also Star Wars just isn't in a great position right now to begin with, right? So I don't expect much from this, but just off the name alone, Star Wars being in there, I could see it making a little bit of money, but I don't think it's going to be a huge success. I don't think we're going to be getting a Mandalorian and Grogu franchise. I think this is going to be a one and done. It might be okay. It's Jon Favreau. So, you know, Jon Favreau is one of my favorite directors, but yeah, I don't expect a lot from this one, but big release nonetheless. This looks crazy. The first month of summer box office kicks off with movies like Supergirl, Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day, Masters of the Universe, Scary Movie 6, and Toy Story 5. June is going to make a lot of money. Like, honestly, just off Toy Story 5 alone, it's going to make a lot of money. This is going to be the first big test of the box office of the year, though, I think. I worked at a movie theater for 3 years, and the busiest season was summer. That summer blockbuster time frame is always the busiest. You have all the family movies coming out. All the kids are out of school, and they're just trying to go watch something that they can legally watch. So, you know, PG-13 movies and stuff is all the rave. I feel like you have something for every single audience, and that's all in the same month. Like, can you guys believe that? This is just June. Supergirl. So let's talk about the movies individually. Supergirl, I don't think it's going to be a $1 billion movie, but the hype is so high right now due to James Gunn's Superman being pretty damn good. So I can see that this movie is going to be a success at the box office too. Steven Spielberg, he's making his return to movies after, I think his last one was a West Side Story, but he's making another UFO film, which he hasn't made a sci-fi movie in a very long time. And that's already going to be a big box office draw, especially when the greatest director of all time is releasing a new movie. You got Masters of the Universe. I think that's going to be a sleeper. I honestly think a lot of people are sleeping on Masters of the Universe. Early speculation, early reactions are saying that the Masters of the Universe movie looks very, very good. And, you know, sometimes people just want something new. I mean, a lot of movie fans, they are complaining that they don't get anything new. They don't get any original ideas. Now, this is an original idea. This is basically a reboot of a show back in the 1980s, 1990s, all that. But this is something new. This is a new franchise. I think that's going to be a sleeper, maybe around like 500 million on the high end, but definitely I think like 350 is definitely possible there. Here's where we get into the weeds, man, because I don't think this is going to make a lot of money, but I think it's going to make a surprising amount of money. Scary Movie 6. This is a return to parody movies. It's a return of the Wayans Bros. And I think this is another sleeper because it's usually pretty cheap to make these movies, and because of the hype around Scary Movie 6, I know that sounds stupid, right? The hype around a scary movie of Scary Movie 6, there's a genuine hype. I mean, a lot of people are going to go see this movie, whether you think so or not. A lot of people are going to watch this movie. If they don't watch it in the theaters, they're going to watch it at home. This is going to be one of those movies that kind of remind you of like an early 2000s kind of movie where you can just play it over and over again. And I don't think we've had a lot of those movies recently. So Scary Movie 6, to me, I think is definitely going to be a success. I might even say that we will get a Scary Movie 7. If you don't believe me on that bet, then you have to believe me on this one. Toy Story 5, that's an automatic $1 billion movie. I mean, there's no way, right? Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, all beloved. Everybody said that they need to stop after Toy Story 2, and then they made Toy Story 3. That made $1 billion. Then they stopped again. They said, no, don't make Toy Story 4. They made Toy Story 4. That was $1 billion. Now we're saying the same thing. Toy Story 5. Don't make Toy Story 5. Toy Story 4 was good. You know, Toy Story 5 is going to make $1 billion. There's just no way. I can't say I'm actually excited about a Toy Story 5 because we've gotten the last two that were really good, but I don't think that we needed them. And I feel like a lot of people are going to feel the same when they walk into the movie theater to see Toy Story 5. It's going to print money. It's going to print a lot of money, but just me personally, I don't think I'm super excited about it. Just, you know. But you know damn well that Toy Story 5 is probably going to have like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's probably going to make $1 billion. It's a Pixar Toy Story movie with all the cast members coming back. Yes, of course, it's going to make a lot of money. Here we go. Let's move on to July. Starting off 4th of July weekend is Minions 3. Don't forget, the last Minions movie was a $1 billion movie, and these movies literally print money just like the Toy Story movies. And I expect this one to be another $1 billion movie again. The kids love Minions, man. The kids love Despicable Me. The kids love Illumination. Like they love it. So I fully expect this one to be not only good, because Minions movies are they're not great, but like they're still good, you know, they're still good. But this one's making a lot of money. In July, we also have the live action Moana movie. This is different because look, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he's on a little bit of a losing streak. He's had Black Adam, and then he had The Smashing Machine, both of which didn't do great box office wise. He's taken some risks, but I think 2026, we're going to talk about it a little bit later. I think 2026 might be the way that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson gets back up on top. To me, I still think he is, man. Whether you like him or not, he is still one of the biggest movie stars in the world. And that's even including The Smashing Machine or Black Adam. It doesn't matter at this point. The formula is still the same. If you have a live action movie, or if you're Disney, you make a live action movie, live action remake, gonna make money. If it has The Rock in it, you're gonna make money. So I think Moana, it's already a beloved animated movie. Them remaking it, I think it was a little too soon. It's only been like 9 years, and they're remaking it, but whatever. They're gonna make it. They're gonna make a lot of money on it. There's no doubt. And The Rock is gonna make a lot of money because he's The Rock, and he's gonna promote the shit out of this movie. So yeah, that you could take that one to the bank. Also coming out in July, Spider-Man, Brand New Day. This is kind of a sleeper for some reason because a lot of people aren't really even talking about Spider-Man right now. Everybody's talking about Avengers Doomsday. A lot of people are thinking, how do you top Spider-Man No Way Home, right? Because this is supposed to be a street level Spider-Man story. Will it make $1 billion if it doesn't have Toby or Andrew in it? Yes, of course it will. Spider-Man No Way Home was great. Not just because of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. It was a great Spider-Man movie. The last one almost made $2 billion in a pandemic. And right now, kind of Marvel is on a win streak a little bit. They had the Fantastic Four First Steps. They had Thunderbolts. So they're getting their reputation back. Spider-Man Brand New Day is Spider-Man himself is like the biggest hero that Marvel has, right? So I think Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to make a ton of money. And I also think it's going to be a really good movie because you have the director of Shang-Chi, Destin Daniel Cretton, and you have like the Punisher and the Hulk and all that other stuff. But I think mainly Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be a huge success because of the fact that it's going straight into Doomsday after, and Marvel's kind of on a little win streak, and also it's fucking Spider-Man. And July is huge for Tom Holland specifically because he also has a little movie called The Odyssey coming out, directed by Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is also on a huge win streak. I mean, he just came off Oppenheimer, right, from a couple years ago. So I think we have a good chance, like a very good chance, that Odyssey could make close to $1 billion. I don't think it will, but the hype is so high for another Christopher Nolan movie after Oppenheimer, and Oppenheimer made like $870 million for a 3-hour biopic of the guy who made the atomic bomb. Think about that for a second. That almost made $1 billion. Now, of course, it has to do with Barbenheimer, the release right next to Barbie, all of that. But The Odyssey, this is a movie that a lot of people are speculating could potentially make Christopher Nolan a ton of money, just because it's Christopher Nolan doing it, you know? So The Odyssey could also make, I want to say 700 million. I don't think that's out of the ballpark for how much this movie could make, because it looks like a visual treat and it's Christopher fucking Nolan. This video is going on very, very long, so we're going to wrap it up just going straight to December. We got to talk about the heavy hitters though. You knew it was coming. Avengers Doomsday. We have Dune Part 3, Shrek 5, Ice Age 6, and Jumanji, the next level, Jumanji 3, whatever. Okay, let's talk about Shrek 5, Ice Age 6, and Jumanji 3 for a second, because we already know what is going to be the big movies. So Shrek 5, that's going to be huge. I also think that's going to be like 700 to 800 million. Don't underestimate the Shrek franchise, man. The Shrek franchise makes a lot of money. Even the Puss in Boots movies had made a lot of money. So don't underestimate Shrek 5. It's also, people have been asking for Shrek 5 for years, and they're coming back. And Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, that was just an amazing movie. Not even just a fun movie. It was an amazing movie. Another thing, Ice Age 6, again, you can't really underestimate that, but that is a franchise. That's a movie that families will go to see. Yeah. Ice Age. I don't have too much to say about that. All right, Jumanji 3. The Jumanji movies I actually really like. I really liked the first one, obviously, but then the next two, they're really solid movies. You know, they're really family oriented movies, and they kind of dominated the box office during December. I think Jumanji was, you know, back when I was working at the movie theater, I think Jumanji was really one of the most popular movies I've ever seen. In a movie theater. That was just one movie theater, but the fact that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is also in this movie alongside Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Karen Gillan, I think this is a big contender to make $1 billion. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I think I could make $1 billion. All right. Now let's talk about the two movies that everybody is anticipating at the end of the year. We're in January. We have to wait like 11 more months for this movie, and I don't think I can. So we have Dune Part 3. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is gonna make $1 billion. However, because Dune Part 3 and Avengers Doomsday both come out on the same day, we're getting another Barbenheimer, we're getting Doomsday. I think Dune makes more money this way. Because after they watch Avengers Doomsday, maybe superhero stuff isn't your thing. Maybe you don't want to, maybe you checked out of Marvel after Endgame. Maybe these last 5 years of you watching Marvel has literally just rotted your brain and you don't want to watch Marvel anymore. Look what comes out. Dune. A serious take on science fiction. Denis Villeneuve, he is one of the greatest directors working today. I think that this movie is going to make not $1 billion, but I think he's going to make a good amount of money, solely based upon the fact that Avengers Doomsday is right next to it, and not a lot of people are into Avengers and Marvel stuff right now. So yeah, Dune, the first two movies were great movies, and the third one I expect no less. But I think this makes a pretty decent amount. Don't sleep on Dune Part 3. But of course, I know we're all talking about it. We're all going to think about it. Avengers Doomsday is going to make so much money. They are marketing this movie a year away. That doesn't happen. That never happens. We're getting little teaser trailers. I know I haven't made videos on them. I've been slacking on those. But we've been getting teaser trailers for Avengers Doomsday a year away. That's unprecedented. We have the Super Bowl coming around. They're probably going to drop a trailer. Then they're going to be dropping a lot more stuff. You know, you're going to be hearing a lot more stuff around Doomsday for the entire year. This is building up so much anticipation for this movie that when it comes out, it's going to be huge. All right. This is either a make or break. Well, first we have to see the trailer, right? We have to see the trailer. If the trailer looks terrible, then I don't know if this movie makes $2 billion, right? I'm sure it's going to make $1 billion. I don't think this movie is going to make $2 billion though. If the trailer comes out and it looks fantastic, oh, best believe this movie is going to be seen by every single person on the planet. So yeah, Avengers Doomsday, I don't even think I have to talk about it too much. It is going to make a lot of money. Whether it's going to be good, it remains to be seen. However, like I said earlier, Marvel is on a win streak, and you have the Russo brothers coming back. We're at a point where we can trust in Marvel, and hopefully Avengers Doomsday is good. But even if it's not, automatic $1 billion movie, just like Toy Story 5, automatic $1 billion movie. It's got to be. So yeah. 2026 is going to be a crazy year, and we're going to be covering all of it on this channel. So if you guys are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. Let's talk about movies. Me and you. So go ahead and do that. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. But thank you for watching so much, and I'll see you in the next video.